Are you sick and tired of spending money on the wrong shoes for plantar fasciitis? Shoes that make your feet feel worse at the end of the day and that lead to more pain the next morning when you first wake up? If so, you're in the right place. My name is Paul and I am a foot and ankle specialist, and I see patients every single day with plantar fasciitis making the same mistakes. I'm going to give you all the tools that you need to make the decision for yourself to pick a better shoe for plantar fasciitis, because shoes these days are expensive. I'll show you what you should actually be looking for in a shoe for plantar fasciitis, and we'll compare side by side a good shoe versus a bad shoe, explaining the differences to look for in that good shoe for plantar fasciitis, allowing you to take back control, make better footwear decisions, reduce your pain overall, and take that step closer to being pain-free from plantar fasciitis. So often if you go to a shoe shop and you can tell them you have plantar fasciitis, and they'll direct you to shoes that are highly cushioned. And I had that exact experience recently when I went into a golf shop and I said to the store attendant, I'm looking for shoes for plantar fasciitis, and he showed me the softest, the lightest, the most flexible shoes, thinking they're good for this condition, but that is completely wrong. And there's so many misconceptions. I'm going to explain to you exactly what you need to be looking for, so that going forward from today, you can go into a shop, pick that shoe up and assess that shoe to see whether it's going to be suitable for your plantar fasciitis. To show you the clear difference between a good shoe and a bad shoe, I have two example shoes. Our first example shoe is the On Cloudmonster. So this is my example of a bad shoe. It's a shoe which I've seen a lot of people turn to, and we're going to compare this shoe to the ASICS Gel-Kayano 32, which is great for plantar fasciitis. If we look at these shoes side by side, they look pretty similar. Similar amount of foam, similar materials, but I'm going to explain to you what makes them completely different. So first thing we're going to do is look at the On Cloudmonster. I can press and push this in with my fingers. Look at the foam, it's got these massive holes in. That's going to reduce the density of the material, making it really easy to compress under your weight. So you can imagine when your weight is on this shoe. So as your foot rolls in, this foam is going to compress and your foot's going to roll in further. That's going to collapse the arch more, pronate the foot more, and put more strain on your plantar fascia. Secondly, we can see that it's pretty flexible shoe, so it's not that stiff, so it's not giving that much support. Inside portion around the arch area is quite narrow, so there's not that much contact with the ground, where we need that support under our plantar fascia area. Whereas if we compare this to the ASICS Gel-Kayano 32, so the ASICS Gel-Kayano 32 we can see is foam throughout. It's a firmer density of foam. When the foot rolls in, it doesn't compress, it pushes back. It stops the foot from over-pronating. When we look at the heel counter, it's got a firm heel counter. When we try and break in half, it's impossible to break in half. And when we try and twist it, there's no twist at all. So it's a very rigid, stable shoe. If we take a look at the bottom, we can see that it's much wider across this arch area, giving us more contact with the ground. We are looking for the right geometry. So we want to avoid flat shoes. If we are looking at flat shoes, then our foot has to do so much work. But whereas if we're looking at this shoe, we have a thicker heel to toe. So here we've got an 8mm difference between the heel and the toe, which puts our foot in slightly this position. So we're basically already moving forwards. It's also taking strain off your calf, your Achilles, and the bottom of your foot, your plantar fascia. We want a nice rocker to it. So we want the shoe to be able to roll through very easily, much easier across to toe off. Whereas if we're wearing a flat shoe, then we'll have to work hard to push on and push ourselves forwards, which puts a lot more strain on our foot, ankle, and plantar fascia. And that point leads me on to the third hallmark, is supporting that natural pulsion. Think of your plantar fascia like a cable from your heel to your toes. When you push off, your big toe bends up, tightening that cable and turning your foot into a rigid lever. A good shoe helps this process. The Gel-Kayano is firm and rigid through the middle to support the arch, but is designed with a flexible point right at the ball of the foot. This allows your toes to bend properly, activating the windlass mechanism and taking stress off the fascia so that it can finally heal. If you're suddenly having that aha moment, you realise that you've just been buying soft shoes, maybe flat shoes that aren't supporting your foot and are putting more strain on your foot. then please do let me know in the comments. Also, give me a like on this video if you found it useful, so that other people just like you can see this video too, and make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can be the first to see more videos like this on plantar fasciitis, because I can promise you there's a lot more coming. I wanted to give you some real value with this video, giving you my top 5 recommendations for lifestyle sneakers for this condition, and also for running shoes for this condition. So just before we move on to what my top shoe recommendations for plantar fasciitis are in 2025, I'm just going to run you through a quick test that you can do in the shop when you pick up a pair of shoes. So pick up your pair of shoes and you're going to first of all push the heel counter. Then you're going to squeeze it. We can see this is quite flexible. It's not actually going to hold our ankle in place that well. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our hand on the front of the shoe and the back of the shoe. Take grip and then we're going to twist it. If we can twist it very easily, then that's not good for plantar fasciitis either. We're going to bend it at the toes, hopefully it bends at the toes, and then finally you're going to have a look at the width of the bottom and maybe pick up another shoe and you're going to compare the two. You're going to go with the one with the wider, more stable shoe. I wanted to give you some real value with this video, giving you my top 5 recommendations for lifestyle sneakers for this condition, and also for running shoes for this condition. I would say that if you walk a lot day to day and you want to maximize your pain reduction for this condition, I would recommend going for a running shoe, as I think they have enhanced features that will actually help you to recover from this condition much faster. The lifestyle options, you may say to me, they're very sporty options, but honestly, if I was to recommend other lifestyle options, don't really fit the bill. You're going to be annoyed at me because you'll buy shoes and they'll be a waste of time. They're not actually going to help you at all. So they are slightly more sporty lifestyle shoes, but they're going to work really well for plantar fasciitis. My top pick for lifestyle shoes for plantar fasciitis is the New Balance 990. This is quite a premium shoe. It comes with fantastic support. Down the inside medial portion of the heel, there's a really firm material. So if you have an excessively pronated foot, your foot tends to roll in excessively, then this is going to push back, stop you from pronating so much, and going to reduce the pain that you feel in your plantar fascia. It's also really rigid throughout, and it does have a firm heel counter. So that's why it's my number 1 pick for sneakers for plantar fasciitis. In number 2, we have a sports style Brooks Adrenaline GTS. Again, really firm heel counter, firm midsole around the medial heel and the arch. The ASICS Gel-Kayano 14 is my 3rd pick, and I recommend this to a lot of my patients. Lots of patients have gone out and bought these and they found them pretty fantastic. If you're looking for a shoe that's more suitable for off-road walking, then the Salomon XT6 could be a great option. It has really deep lugs on the bottom of it, so great for grip for off-road, slippery conditions. Another sort of retro-inspired option is the ASICS Gel NYC. It has a really firm heel counter. I really like this option, and a lot of my patients have enjoyed it too. Finally, I don't often recommend Nikes, but Nike P6000s I found are pretty decent. They've got a very firm midsole, so I do think it's a good option, and it's actually at a very affordable price too. Then, when it comes to running shoes, my number 1 top pick is the ASICS Gel-Kayano 31, but the 32 has come out now. The 32 is going to be okay, but if you want a deal, get the Gel-Kayano 31s. They've got a really superb rocker, which takes the strain off the foot and the plantar fascia. It has a really nice 10mm heel to toe drop, which I think is excellent for this condition. So if you're doing long walking, going traveling in, and you know that you're suffering with plantar fasciitis, buying this shoe to do the walking in, you will thank me. Then we have the Brooks Adrenaline GTS 24, again, a very supportive shoe. This actually has a 12mm heel to toe drop. So if you know you have really tight calves, this will take the strain off your calf, your Achilles, and definitely your plantar fascia. We then have the New Balance 860 V14. You know, this is quite popular for a lot of my patients because it feels a bit softer underneath the heel. So if you do suffer with a bit of compressive pain as well underneath your heel, this could be a nice option. Number 4, we have the Saucony Guide. It's got really plush cushioning throughout. Again, a nice wide midsole, giving us lots of ground contact and a firm heel counter. And finally, we have the Hoka Gaviota 5. This shoe has a nice H frame, so it has firmer support through the medial and lateral side, giving us more stability. And with every Hoka, it's got a nice 4-foot rocker. It gives us that sort of propulsion on, reducing the strain away from our plantar fascia every step that we take. These shoes work because they don't just focus on one thing. They understand that healing from plantar fasciitis requires a complete system throughout the shoe. We're looking for firmness for stability. We're looking for geometry for reduction of strain on our plantar fascia. And we're looking for that natural heel to toe gait to reduce the strain on our plantar fascia every step that we take. So let's bring it all home. The biggest mistake you can make with plantar fasciitis shoes is buying with an idea that soft is always better. The truth is, your foot needs a firm, stable partner. It needs a shoe that provides a supportive foundation to guide it, control it, and finally, let it heal. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.